We begin with Lonnie Quinn, who is the latest on the first alert forecast. Lonnie, it is cold out there.
Yeah, that's the deal now. We are cold. Still blustery. The wind's blowing out there, not as strong as they were earlier. Here's your picture. Blizzard 2022 is done. 16 degrees right now. I will say it's done for 90% of the area. It still clings a little bit out around the very east end of Long Island. 16 degrees still comes with a 17 to 28 mile per hour wind. So there's some wind chill out there. And tomorrow morning, I mean, you're 13 on the thermometer in Central Park, but you're feeling like about 5 degrees below zero. So here's what it looks like. Radar picking up no more precipitation in our area except for Suffolk County. Zoom in tight there. Really, it's anywhere from, I'd say, Quogue. Okay, there's East Quogue, Remsenburg, Southampton, East Hampton, Montauk. The South Shore, you still have some pretty decent little bands of snow. Not a lot of them. There's a little bit out there. Does this accumulate? A little bit. You want to know when it's going to end, so I'll pull up the computer models. We'll look at that. Now, this is initializing, showing you what it's going to look like in about a half an hour. So we think it's going to shrink a little bit, but it's been so pesky. Right now, that band I just showed you has been sitting right here for about 2 hours. Last time I was showing it to the viewers would have been 7 o'clock at night, and it was right there, and it's still kind of right there. It is shrinking a bit. It shrinks a little bit more by 9:30. By the time you get to 10:30, it's shrunk a little bit more. By the time you get to 11, 11:30, it's done. All right, so there you are. You're finished with it at that point in time, but the numbers, and we may add a little bit more to some of these Long Island numbers, but it wouldn't be much. Islip, the biggest number on the board, 22.4. Bayville, New Jersey, 21 inches, not far behind. Orient, out on the island, 18.0. Avon by the Sea, 17 inches for you, and 16 inches in Plainedge, New York. That is from top to bottom, like I looked at the top 10 totals. I took the top 5 right there, and I'm displaying those for you. In terms of how the numbers verified that we were projecting, pretty much spot on, if you will. I mean, we thought maybe the biggest numbers would be 1.5 feet or more, and that's what we're seeing for the east end of Long Island. We also saw that same thing down on the Jersey Shore. Otherwise, it was the 10 to 18, and that's exactly what we saw, even going into portions of the city. 11.3 in Jackson Heights. Central Park is like 8 inches or so, and then it's the 4 to 10 inch stage there, 2 to 4 as you push off to the north and west. We always knew this was going to be a bigger storm the farther east you went, okay? East end of Long Island, Jersey Shore. Vanessa of Murdock right now is out there in Long Island, and you're experiencing what Mother Nature is serving up, and you've been there all day, and now it's more the cold and the wind than anything else, Vanessa.
Absolutely. I've only been standing out here a few minutes, Lonnie, and the tip of my nose, well, it's losing feeling. So absolutely, the extreme cold coupled with the winds are making for wind chills in the single and sub-zero digits overnight. And of course, there is still a ton of cleanup to be done. Where I'm standing, it's Bethpage in Nassau County. There's no official reading from this location, but the town right next to us, Plainedge, picked up over a foot, I think closer to 1.5 feet, because the reading of 16 inches came in much earlier today. So we're talking about roughly 1.5 feet in this section of the island. And of course, we know this wasn't the biggest number. Let's take you to the totals from across Long Island to show you some of the biggest numbers here where the storm was a beast. We're talking about totals over 1.5 feet. Some spaces approached the 2-foot mark. On this list here, this is what we've got in Deer Park. 18.5 inches, 16.2 in Comac, Smithtown, 14.8, 13 inches in Massapequa. Jericho picked up a foot. Earlier today, also saw a report out of Medford, which was 22 plus inches. So we have impressive numbers here across the island. And in addition to that, a blizzard was verified for Suffolk County. That means that for 3 hours or more, visibility was reduced to 1/4 mile or less because of the combination of snow blowing by those winds that were cranking in excess of 60 miles per hour. So very good news for tonight. The fact that the winds are more subdued, but they're still strong enough to create that bitter chill. So quite cold out here tonight on Long Island. We do, though, have improving conditions, and that is a good thing for those who have to come outside tomorrow in the sunshine and clean up still. Roadways here continue to be covered for the most part. We are live in Bethpage on Long Island. Vanessa Murdock, CBS 2 News.
All right, Vanessa, thank you so much.